Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Shantae's Insightful Talks. Um, I'm getting ready to cover a story that is bizarre. It's like, where was everybody at, and you know, why didn't anybody say anything type thing. But I can kind of relate to this story a little bit, other than the fact that I never lost my life. But the part about, why didn't anybody say anything if they knew or if they see anything suspicious? It happens in a lot of ethnic families. I know y'all might hate for me to say that, but it's the truth. Um, Sometimes you come up in a family that if it happened to them, they were in a world where, okay, if it happened to you, we're going to keep it pushing and we're not going to talk about it. And it kind of feels like this case here with Naziah Harris. The fact that Naziah was 13 years old, the fact that Naziah was seeing this man and had been with this man, and there was other people that have been with him that he tried, it reminds me of my situation. Now, what is just it's just eye opening to me is that the fact that every time I get ready to cover a story, it's in Detroit. This is another Detroit story, ladies and gentlemen. Another Detroit story. And this is fairly it's a little bit old. It did happen last year. But I had seen it on another platform, and I decided that I was going to cover it and, give my ones and twos and give you some insight about it. Now, what I'll be doing is I will be basically reading to you an article about the situation, and then we will go on with the broadcast. Thank you for being here. If you want to bless me, you can bless me at custom colors 0515 $sign in front of it. That is my CA. All right. So here we go. He was searching for ways to abort the baby. Man murdered 13-year-old girl after he got her pregnant, cops say. September 26, 2024, 2:34 p.m. Authorities, Mission authorities on Thursday announced the arrest of 41-year-old man who they say murdered a 13-year-old girl after learning he had impregnated her with his child. Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy said her office charged Jarvis Butts with first-degree murder, criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, and possession of child sexually abuse material in the disappearance and suspected death of Naziah Harris in Detroit. Naziah's grandmother reported her missing on January 9th after she never came home from school. That is my son's birthday, by the way. She was last seen getting off the school bus not far from her home on the city's east side. Detectives later learned she met up with Butts after school. Witness saw the pair together. Worthy said later that night, Butts checked into a local hotel room. Naziah was never seen or heard from again. Worthy told reporters at a press conference, not not from her family, not from her schoolmates, not from her friends, not from her social media, where she was extremely active with her friends, not from her teachers, no one. Authorities in the ensuing months conducted a sprawling investigation into the girl's disappearance by reviewing videos, interviewing witnesses, and going through phone records. Also, although they have not found Naziah's body, Worthy said they are confident she is dead. Her social media went dark. She never returned to school, nor contacted any family or friends. She also missed what would have been her 14th birthday on September 16th, 2024. The investigation unveiled Butts began grooming Desire in 2022 and started sexually assaulting her shortly thereafter. According to Worthy, in the weeks leading up to her disappearance, Desire learned she was pregnant and told Butts the father about it. Cops said he was seeking ways for her to have an abortion. Worthy said there were also sexually explicit photos of her on his phone, per police. He knew she was pregnant. We know that he was also searching for ways to abort the baby, Worthy said. As detectives dug into Butts' past, they learned that Butts had allegedly targeted other girls. Prosecutors also filed charges against Butts in cases involving two other girls who were under the age of 13. Authorities say Butts sexually abused a girl, now 20, between 2012 and 2014, and another girl, 13, between 2015 and 2017. He's charged with criminal sexual conduct in both cases. Based on all those cases we will present in court, Mr. Butts targeted and befriended women to have sexual relationships with their young daughters. Wow. So he targeted the mothers so he could have sex with the daughters. That's why nowadays I tell you, you got to be careful because, like, you just don't know. Like, these people are sick. They're really sick. It could be anybody. People think that, it can't be this person. It can't be that person. It can be anybody. Anybody. It says that he was a classic and expert groomer and pedophile. It's incredibly sad, incredibly unspeakable, and we want to bring justice to her and her family. Butts previously had children with Nazia's aunt. Wow. So you grown her niece and you had children with Nazia's aunt. That's something. He has been in jail since August on an unrelated charge. Records show he is a convicted sex offender. So if he's convicted, he wasn't even supposed to be around kids in the first place. Okay. I wonder if okay, we're going to wait because I know that he had a shop. He was at a shop, and I wonder if the shop was in like the district of a school zone or anything because I know they can't be close to stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe Detroit is different, but that's the way it is here in Missouri. After a conviction for criminal sexual conduct with the victim between the ages of 13 and 15, Butts is slated to be arraigned on the charges on Friday. At the press conference, Worthy shared a selfie Desire took not long before her disappearance. I believe I have that selfie. Give me 1 minute. This is actually a picture of her on the screen where they were posting justice for her. Um, you know, this is, like I said, this is sad. It's really sad. It got a lot of attention. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I have that photo that they're referring to. All right. Where is my thing? No, that's not it. Y'all have to bear with me. I'm really trying to learn how to work this and do the things that I need to do. It is really tedious. So let me see. I actually don't have that. I am so sorry. I don't have that, but I do have, and I'm going to be showing you. You have different photos of Nazia. This one, she was in front of her school. Now, if you look below, like right here, you can. This is the picture they're referring to that she took, okay, on that last day that she was seen. Now, this one says, last seen getting off her school bus. On January 9th, a student at J.E. Clark Preparatory Academy. She never made it home That day, on August 15th, Detroit police submitted a warrant request with local media speculating that they believe they've gathered enough evidence to charge someone in connection with her disappearance. So actually, I guess I was wrong. Both of these are pictures because this one says last seen on January 9th. I know we had, excuse me, another picture that was posted where she, like in the bottom right, if you see, that's the picture that they stated was the last picture. So I guess these both were missing pictures that they posted. There's actually other photos. Give me 1 second that I want you to see. There's my little arrow. Okay, this one is another one. It was on missing people in America, if you can see. And they're giving the same accounts of when she went missing, what she was wearing, this, that, and the third. And then this is actually where he sent text messages to her. We'll get into that in a minute. Give me 1 second. So it says, at the press conference, Worthy shared a selfie Zaya took not too long before her disappearance. She's smiling and waving hello to the camera. Little did she know that she was really saying goodbye, Worthy said. All right, give me 1 second. There's something else I wanted to read to you. And we will actually get into some of the video of this. All right. So if you're looking at the screen, this is you the article. Let me go up just a little bit. I am reading you this article. It says, disturbing text messages sent to Detroit teen Zaya Harris before she went missing. This was published January 19, 2025 at 6 o'clock a.m. All right. And it says, messages between Jarvis and Zaya had in court Thursday. Facing multiple felonies in the death of Harris, a J.E. Clark Preparatory Academy student who went missing in January while her body has not been recovered. Police said there is an overwhelming amount of evidence that Butts murdered Harris. A preliminary examination hearing to decide if Butts will stand trial for the murder of Harris began on Monday, January 6, 2025. The days-long hearing continued into Thursday with dozens of witnesses testifying. Background. Prosecutors said Butts was supposed to turn himself into authorities on a gun charge on January 9, 2024, the day that Harris went missing. But that date was pushed back to February. Harris allegedly met up with Butts that day, and the two reportedly went to if I can't pronounce that. I'm so sorry. YPSILANTI. I have no idea what that is. Before returning back to Detroit, where Butts checked into a motel. I believe maybe that's a city in Detroit, but I can't pronounce it. Text records allege that Butts knew Harris was pregnant and that he began searching online about abortions, abortion pills, and drinking red antifreeze. My God, not red antifreeze. Oh, wow. Red antifreeze, I believe, would have killed her. So, this, I can't say what I want to say because this is on YouTube. I say that this is really a young man and a monster. I want to look up what would red antifreeze do to you. And I can guarantee it's going to tell me kill you. I have never heard of nobody telling nobody to drink no red antifreeze ever before. Antifreeze made with inorganic additive technology was a blue-green, while extended life coolants were orange and red. The colors are especially helpful. It doesn't tell me, but I can guarantee that it would make you die. Okay? I've never heard of nobody using it for no give it to no baby or none of that. All right, let's continue. It says here authorities believe that Butts had been sexually abusing Harris since 2022. Before killing her in January 2024, prosecutors said he had a history of targeting and befriending women to get close to and sexually abuse their daughters. It's not the only sexual abuse case Butts is involved in. He also has been charged for repeatedly sexually abusing two other girls, as well as a conviction for sexual assault in 2005. Prosecutors called Butts a serial child rapist, fixed to Jesus, and he was able to roam the streets, who sexually assaulted an 8-year-old member and a girlfriend's 4-year-old daughter. Mm, mm, mm. Who reportedly caught chlamydia from the assault. Now, my God, my God, my God, my God, my God. 8 years old and 4 years old, and they caught chlamydia. He get See, this is where I say people like this need to be underneath the jail. Okay. If it is proven that they have done what they done, they need to be up underneath the jail. Yes, you're supposed to treat him like a human being, but at the same time, there is no excuse for that man to be been have roaming the streets after doing something like this. Let me click into where it said, because it had the article. Give me a second. I want to see what it says about the 8-year-old and the 4-year-old. If it'll give me that information. So they basically knew that this man was out here doing this and let him roam the streets and probably put him on probation, gave him a little prison time, and let him hit the streets once again. Mm, mm, mm. All right, I'm waiting for this article to pop up. While I'm waiting, let me go ahead and get started. Uh, remove this from the stage. And let me exit that out. Okay, so this article is not popping up for some reason. Oh, there we go. There we go. I got it. I got it. I got it. All right, hold on. So I want to get, y'all give me a second. Have patience with me, okay? Have patience. That's what I need to learn, to have patience. I don't have none. You understand? I'll be trying, but I don't have none. All right. So I'm going to. I hope everybody's doing okay and everybody's families are blessed and you're staying warm if you've got any snow. And if you got sun, I wish I was there with you because it's snow and cold here. So I would like to be in some place warm. Maybe one day I'll, $1 million to be able to do what I want to do. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article before we get into some of the videos. So here it says, breaking down charges, groomer pedophile faces in death of a Detroit girl, additional victims. All right, September 27, 2024. The Detroit man facing charges in connection to the death and sexual assault of a missing 13-year-old was also charged in connection to the sexual assault of two additional children. We broke down the charges in the events in which the alleged assaults took place. First victim, Butts allegedly sexually assaulted a now 20-year-old Highland Park woman between April 2012 and April 2014 at a residence on blank blank Avenue Boulevard in Detroit. The victim would have been around 8 to 10 years old at the time of the assaults. Butts was charged with the following in connection to this assault: one count of first degree criminal sexual conduct, person under 13, defendant 17 or older; three counts of second degree criminal sexual conduct, person under 13, defendant 17 or older. Second victim: a now 13-year-old girl was allegedly sexually assaulted by Butts at a residence on blank blank in Detroit between July 2015 and July 2017. The victim would have been around 4 to 6 years old at the time of the assaults. Butts was charged with second degree criminal sexual conduct, person under 13, defendant 17 or older. The third victim would have been Naziah Harris. 13-year-old Naziah Harris went missing on January 9, 2024. Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy said Harris, after getting off the school bus at Cornwell Street, 3 Mile, met with Butts the day she went missing. So not only did he continuously have sex with Naziah, but two other victims he had already got charges for before Naziah. He had a history of being a sexual pedophile, a serial rapist, a serial molester, but they let this man walk free and be around children. I don't get, well, this is the thing, okay? I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm perfect because I'm not. I didn't, my kids was growing up. I didn't do background checks on the men, that I had around me in my life. But now that I'm older, I guess it's just a thing to where I'm saying, okay, look, if you're gonna date or if you're gonna be around somebody, even though my kids are grown, you're still gonna have to check out that person, you know. So I just say, like with these men, if you're gonna have them around multiple children, even if you see any signs at all, like you need to like do something. Girls are going to show you signs. They're going to start acting different. Some of them will act more sexual, around you, or do things or try to be around the man, or try to, if they, and I know it sounds crazy, but because they don't know no better, they think it's right. So they think that man is loving on them. They're 13, they're in their teen years, they're getting boobs, and they're getting, pubic hairs and things of that nature, might have a menstrual cycle like Naziah did. So they don't know no better. But they're going to show you signs because it's just what it is. You know what I mean? Or they're going to be really quiet, reserved. You'll wonder what's wrong with them. You're going to have to talk to them, ask them what's wrong. I always told my children, that's why, it was a shock to me that my daughter had told me, well, not had told me, but had told social media that she had been sexually assaulted. Because I always told my children, if anybody ever, I was going to have those orange jumpsuits on. So, I always told them that because I was. And when I was, it made me say this to my children because I know how men try to be and they are sick. I never, like in my mind, thought, why would a grown man want an adolescent child, somebody not of age, barely, coming into their teen years or even younger? Like, what is that? And it's sick to me and it's evil. Now I know back in the day, okay, because Color Purple is my favorite movie. They did marry at that age. They were wives at that age, but that don't make it right. That don't make it right. But let's continue. I'm sorry because I could get on a rant, and I don't want to get on a rant. I just that just this bothers me, and that these this happens to young girls, and it's just like sometimes it gets brushed underneath the rug, like it was with me. You know, my mom, she didn't believe me, and and now that I look back, I don't think it was that she didn't believe me. I think she just didn't want to be confrontational. And I don't understand why. Because, like I said, and I say it again, if my kids had ever told me that somebody touched them, I was going to prison. Actually, the same man that used to do things in front of me, all right, and to me, he tried my daughter one time. And it was in a church basement. And I told him, I said, if you ever try to do to my daughter what you did to me, I will kill you where you stand. And I meant that. So he never did. But he tried my sister. He tried other people. All right, I'm back. My bad. I had to see what daddy wanted. Okay, so let's get into